Hey guys, today we are transforming ourselves into Stephanie McMahon. Not really, but this makeup look is inspired by her very beautiful glowing skin. She's always looking very fierce. So let's get into this video because I'm probably going to repeat myself a million times. But please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment, and we'll start this tutorial. Alright, so I have not filmed in a hot minute. I feel so out of my element. Usually when I go into a video like this, I will have one of my eyes done or I'll have my eyebrows on, but today we're gonna wing it. I'm gonna try to make myself look really glowy and bring on that essence of powerful glow. Glow's gonna be the word today. Of Stephanie McMahon. Oh boy. This is a look that's been requested by a lot of you, so I went on to the internet, I went on the Glam Squad's Instagram page, and I got some inspiration. I'm going to be using a lot of products you guys have seen me use before, so I'm going to go in first, do my brows. I'm using the Tarte Busy Gal Brow. This is, I think, in medium brown. Yes, medium brown. I should know by now. I really like this for natural brow days. Stephanie doesn't do too much with her brows. They do look fairly natural. They're not overly arched. So I just want to do my brows the normal way that I would. I have been finding lately that when I go to work or when I'm doing my makeup, I'm really not putting on as much as I used to. With the warmer weather coming, I haven't had the desire to put a lot of makeup on. I mean, it's a lot of makeup, but not a heavy makeup look. They did come out with more shades of this product. I don't remember how many shades, but they did expand the range. I believe there were only 3 of this before, but I don't like what they did to the packaging. They changed the color, and it just doesn't look as sleek and nice as this little purple and gold combo. Once I'm done with that part, I will go in with my BH Cosmetics Flawless Brow Trio. You can tell I use this constantly, especially the lighter shade. Lately, I've been dipping more into the darker shade for the outer part of my brow and the lighter shade towards the front. I did just dye my hair yesterday, so it's looking a little bit darker. I haven't washed it yet. I'm trying to get back to my natural hair color because when it comes time for Luke and I's wedding, I just don't want to deal with having to make sure that I like what it looks like beforehand, you know what I mean? If you are new to my channel, I'm getting married next year, so you can always check out my little dress try-on video if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And I'm just dipping into that lighter shade right now and fluffing it through the front of the brow. There are some days where I will just use the powder and like a clear brow gel if I'm in a rush, because the powder is honestly so quick and easy. Not that this method takes a long time, but on days where we're like really in a hurry, I will just use this brow trio. So I grabbed I feel like I use these palettes all the time for my WWE inspired looks, but it's because there's so many shades to choose from. And this one's basic brown, so it's a lot of brown tones. Stephanie either does like a smoky eye, sometimes, like I said, she'll do like a pop of purple. She looks really good in purple eyeshadow. I love the purple with her blue eyes. Kind of nervous to do this without having practiced ahead of time, to be honest. This is a Nars. This is a Nars. Wow, I can't talk. This eyeshadow base is from Nars. I've mentioned it before. I quite enjoy it, but I will just as easily grab my Wet n Wild concealer and conceal my eyes as well. This is just kind of taking away any discoloration on the lids. Tinted Smudgeproof eyeshadow base, and this is in Light. Oh my gosh, I sat down to do this video and didn't wet my sponge. Pause. How I managed to do that, I do not know, but I'm gonna take my sponge, this one's from Eco Tools, and blend out this eyeshadow base. And because I was silly and didn't have it ready, it kind of dried up on me a bit. It is a very quick drying eyeshadow base, so I am gonna have to really work now to get it to blend. But that was my mistake. Seriously, smudge proof. Proof in the pudding. I'm gonna go ahead and set that down with this powder here. It's just gonna make the other shadows blend on top a lot easier. I honestly might just grab a little bit of this guy and a little bit of that guy, but I'll do this one in my crease. I'm gonna start on one eye first. and make sure I like this look before going over to the other guy. If you like brown tone shadows, this palette would be your best friend. I'm just gonna keep building that up with this brush because it's so fluffy that it's diffusing it so nicely. For the lid color, I'll go in with something a little bit lighter, which is this shade here. We'll see how that works out. Oh yeah, it's got a little bit of that warmth to it. It's not much lighter. Now that I have that on the lid, I think I'm gonna actually deepen the crease just a tiny, tiny bit. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Could be a mistake, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna tap off the excess and really focus that just in this outer edge. I think that works. And in the outer corner to give some depth. Then I'm just gonna go back in again with that first shade and blend the two together. Not with a lot of product though. For liner, I grabbed a basic brown eyeliner. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put false eyelashes on, but I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of this across. And then as I go, I'm gonna take this brush and smudge it. So we don't want it to look too apart from the look. Stephanie sometimes does wear a lot of like dark black eyeliner, especially on the lower lash line. But I didn't want to go super dark. I'm gonna go ahead and do what I just did on this eye, on the other eye off of camera, and then I'll be back. I realized I didn't even tell you what Essence liner I was using. I'm sure I had it pop up down below, but Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Hot Chocolate, in case you were wondering. So now we're gonna go ahead and prep the skin for the face makeup. And again, with the glowing factor, I'm using this primer that I have been really loving lately. I picked this up at Walmart. It's from Found, which I have used again on my channel. Why am I repeating myself? This is their 24 karat gold primer with 24 karat gold and hyaluronic acid, 98% natural. I've been using a lot on my face and I wanted to share it with you guys today as well since I haven't mentioned it in a video. I'm gonna focus this on my forehead. I'm gonna focus it on my chin, tap a tiny bit of the excess onto my cheeks, but I'm gonna use another primer. It's gonna be extra. Focus this over here. And then for my pores, I'm gonna use a primer that has been crazy popular on the internet. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And I just used this for the first time, I think 2 days ago. And the day that I wore it under my makeup in these areas, it does look like this. I'm just patting some of it onto my skin. The day I wore it to work, one of the girls was like, "What is different about your makeup today?" I was like, well, I'm not wearing a lot of makeup, but I wonder if it was because I used this primer. I think it does do a nice job of making your pores look a little bit smaller. I don't think it's a miracle worker by any means, but it is fairly nice. It's definitely a different texture than the Found primer. That one's more serum-like, liquidy. This is kind of like putting a very thin chapstick on your face. You don't need a lot of it. I'm really just pressing it in. So still playing around with this guy a bit, but it was really popular, sold out for a long time. So it must be good, right? I'm going to go ahead and use a foundation that, like I said, I've been kind of lightening up for summer. Not like lightening my tone, but doing more of a less heavy makeup. I'm not making sense today. I'm using the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Nude Skin Feel. See, the product says what I try to say. I should just read the product. I do like a pump and a half on the back of my hand. Take my sponge and bounce. I think it's almost time to retire the sponge because the texture's kind of off after being used for so many makeup applications. I say this in pretty much all of my wrestling makeup tutorials, but I'm definitely not as tan as any of them. My skin tone resembles more of like page color. So I won't be as tan looking as Stephanie, which is part of her glow factor, but I will put some bronzer on to try to warm up my skin a bit. Certainly use a brush if you'd like to use a brush to apply. Looks like it's gonna maybe rain outside. The weather's been so weird here. It's like super sunny one day and then just pouring rain for 4 days. And take a little extra down onto my neckline because this foundation does look a little tiny bit yellow on me. Just a smidge. I do want to put on a little bit of the highlight I want to wear first because it is more of a cream base. So before I put any powder down on my face, I'm going to tap a little bit on. This is from Hourglass. These highlights are fantastic. I haven't mentioned them in a while, but I'm still using them. This is the Vanish one in Gold Flash. So I'm going to twist up the highlighter. I'm going to twist up the highlighter a bit and grab some on both of my fingers. You can see, very pretty. And just tap that on my cheekbones. Anytime you use cream or liquid products, you definitely want to try to put them on your face before putting any powder down. But I felt like since Stephanie does such peachy looks that a golden toned highlight would go really well. Now to conceal, use whatever type of concealer you want. This is my go-to color corrector from Urban Decay. It's the Naked Skin color corrector in pink. And I'm just going to put some of that right in this section of my eye area. Oops. Because I do have some discoloration there and I just want to brighten it. Really try to focus it where your darkness is first. And then you can kind of feather it out. I found that when I was looking through Stephanie's photos, she does have a lot of brightness underneath her eyes and it makes her look even more radiant. And for concealer, I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is the shade Fair Neutral. I kind of bounce between shades in this concealer depending on what foundation I'm wearing. And this is a very full coverage concealer, so I like to just kind of dot it first with the wand and get my first layer under both eyes. Focus it in the dark areas, and I'm going to bring it down the side of my nose because we are going to pat it down here to create that light. I'm going to bring it up towards the area where I put that, not concealer, the highlight. And I'm going to make the forehead a little bit brighter. I got to kind of bring light back to other areas of my face for it to look, oops, that was way too much, more natural. Keeping it towards the center so that I don't widen my forehead further. And then we're going to use my secret weapon, what makes me glow like crazy. And that is the Laura Mercier powder. The one with the glow. The translucent, what do they call you? Loose setting powder glow. Now, they made this with the intent, it's a loose setting powder, to put it on the high points of your face and really just areas that you would want to highlight. However, I think it looks absolutely stunning all over the face, as long as you don't use too much of it. I'm going to take a little bit of that glow powder under the eyes and set that concealer down into place, even though that one's pretty good about staying on its own. Once I do that, I'm going to go around the nose because that's another area where I really lose product quickly. And then I'm going to take my brush, swirl it in the cap, and get the rest of my face. You can still see where I have actual highlight, but the rest of my face is glowing. So now I'm going to go back into the eyes and I'm going to take this same liner and line the waterline area. Just the space between your lashes and your eye. Make sure to connect the corners. Now we'll go back into the palette and we shall take that first shade and toss it underneath the eye. Not all the way in. I'm going to take some of the shade that we put on the lid, this guy here, and put that right at the end. Not quite the inner corner. I'm going to go in with this bronzer that I've been picking up a lot lately. It's from Giorgio Armani. I know, very bougie. It's the Sun Fabric Sheer Bronzer. And with my brush, where's my brush? Story of my life. This is what it looks like. I've just been enjoying this. I'm not sure what about it. It goes on so smoothly. It doesn't look super orange. That's probably 2 reasons at least. I bought this such a long time ago and I love when I re-find things that I was using a lot and then just start picking them up again. You guys do that in your collections? I'm really bummed because When I was doing my sister's face makeup for prom, I put the Too Faced Leopard bronzer on her and it looked amazing. It's one of my favorite bronzers. And then I look it up because she's like, where did you get it? I can't find it. And they stopped making it. Excuse me? I love the Too Faced Leopard bronzer and it needs to come back because I'm really upset. I liked that one because it had almost like a pinky tone to it when you would swirl it in the leopard print. Oh. But this one is very beautiful as well. A lot more expensive, I believe. I don't even remember how much I paid for this. Too much. Oh man, guys, I've lost it. I've completely lost my mind. We're gonna go in with some Too Faced, even though I'm upset about the bronzer. This is the Papadon Peach Blush. This is my blush that I wear almost every day. I wear this so much. It doesn't even look like it, but I literally wear this all the time. This is such a stunning blush, and if they get rid of this, I'm gonna be really upset. I mean, there's tons of peach blushes out there. But for whatever reason, this one, This is, I don't have a pretty smile like Stephanie's, but this is like her eye scrunching, like perfect smile glow with the blush. I'm gonna go ahead and top it off. This is what I've been doing lately, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it and top it with this Found Baked Illuminating Blush. I've talked about, I think when I was trying a bunch of Found stuff, that this one doesn't really have a lot of color on its own, but it's a nice on top of the blush. Like, do you see how that enhanced this blush? It's almost like a highlighter without being a highlighter. This is a MAC highlight. This is the Extra Dimension Skin Finish, which has a hair stuck to it in Double Gleam. And I'm gonna top my Hourglass highlight, which is still looking amazing, with this to add even more glow. Now for the eyes and the brow bone, I'm gonna go right into this and just, oh. Okay, yep. This is what it needed. Right here. That little pop of shine. Ooh. This would also be a really pretty bridal look. Just saying. So we're gonna use another Found product. I just got this one and I've been using it a lot lately. It's the Found Halo Illuminating Makeup Setting Spray with honeysuckle flower extract. Again, more of a natural product. Sprayer isn't, you know, fantastic. It's not like Morphe setting spray, but very glowy and nice. Alright, for lip color, again, wanted to do more of a neutral pink kind of nude. And go in with a little bit of Soraya Jade. Should I prime my lips? So we're just, no, don't feel like it. We're just gonna go in. We're gonna go in strong. Oh yeah. It's a little pinker than I want. I'm gonna put a little bit of gloss over that. Stephanie rocks the gloss. This is Moonchild Ultra Glossy Lip from ColourPop and Kathleen Lights. This is definitely more of a nude color. And there we go. I'm gonna put some mascara on and decide if I want to brave the false lashes. I'm gonna use a little bit of Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and take this little device, which I've been loving, and comb out any clumps in my lashes. I was gonna say my brows. I got this at Ulta. It's just this little lash comb. Alright, so here is the look without lashes. I think it looks really pretty, very Stephanie-like with the nude, kind of pinkier lip with the gloss. The Faux Mink 811s, I've used these on my channel countless times. It's like my go-to lash. So let's do this. Okay, I struggled hardcore with the lashes, especially this side. So I would say stop the look before the lashes if you're like me and can't put them on. But other than that, this side looks more of what I was envisioning. So we'll kind of focus on this side. The more I keep putting them on, the better I'll get. That's how I gotta view it, right? Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if you create a similar glowy skin Stephanie look. I'd love to hear your comments down below. And until next time, thank you guys. Bye everyone.